Good day, everyone. So we are assigned to discuss the chapter 4 entitled Computer Software for Information Systems. So before we proceed to our topic, let me introduce myself and my co-reporters. So I am Jerven Halina. Together with me is Miss Ayaninya Del Pozo and Miss Julie Marie Sumayo. So now let's proceed to our topic. So what is an information system? So an information system or IS is an interconnected set of components used to collect, store, process, and transmit data and digital information. So it is a collection of hardware, software, data, people, and processes that works together to transform raw data into useful information. So information system allows users to collect, store, organize, and distribute data functions that can be served a variety of purposes for companies, and it is very useful for a companies. Um, so an information system builds both hardware and software are essential systems being used in organizations are driven by a programs. A program is a set-up stepwise instruction given to a computer to accomplish various tasks. Programs are write software using special language, so it is called a programming languages. So programming languages, so there are two types of programming languages. So first is the procedural and second is the non-procedural language. So procedural language, so a language which explains stepwise sequential explanation to accomplish a given task. So meaning to say from the name itself procedural, so meaning na siya ginapalo nga procedure or steps in order to accomplish given task. So while the non-procedural language is focuses on what needs to be done without specifying exactly how it should be done. So wala siya gina-follow nga steps or procedures as long as lang nahuman niya ang iyahang task. So kumbaga pwede siya tawag og mga shortcut case nga basta nahuman lang niya ang iyang task bahala ko siya gina-follow nga steps. So there are four programming languages. So first is the first generation languages or so-called machine language. Second generation language or so-called as the assemblers. The third generation languages or 3GLs. And fourth generation languages or 4GLs. The first is the first generation languages or the machine language. So the first generation languages are also called machine languages. So this language is a machine dependent. So the machine language statements are written in binary code 0 and 1. So why is that machine language statements are written in binary code? So it is because the computer can only understand binary languages. So the advantage of this first generation language is that it is fast and efficient as statements are directly written in binary code. Second is no translator is required. So the disadvantage of this first generation language is it is difficult to learn binary code and it is difficult to understand. So second generation language or the assemblers. So assembly language contains human readable notations that can be further converted to machine language using an assembler. An assembler converts assembly level instructions to machine level instructions. So the advantage of this second generation is it is easier to understand compared to the first generation language. And correction and location of errors are easy. And the disadvantage of the second generation is assembler is required. Uh, this language is architecture. machine dependent with a different instruction set for a different machines. So third generation languages or 3GLs. So it consists of the use of a series of English-like words that human can understand easily to write instructions. So it's also called high-level programming language. So for execution, a program in this language needs to be translated into machine language using a compiler or interpreter. So examples of this type of language are the C, Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, and etc. So the advantage of the 3GLs is first is use of English-like words makes it a human understandable language. Second is lesser number of lines of code as compared to the above or as compared to the second language. Then third is same code can be copied to another machine and executed on that machine by using a compiler or specific to that machine. So the disadvantage of the 3GLs is that first is compiler or interpreter is needed, and second is different compilers are needed for different machines. So the fourth generation languages are the 4GLs. So fourth generation language is also called a non-procedural language. It enables users to access the database. So examples is the SQL, the FAXPro, Focus, etc. So these languages are also human friendly to understand. So the advantage of these 4GLs is it is easy to understand and learn, less prone to errors, and less time is required for application creation. So the disadvantage is memory consumption is very high. So poor control over hardware. So, so naaman sa karon is naaman joy 5GL or mean to say the fifth generation language. So the fifth generation languages are also called 5GL. So it is based on the concept of artificial intelligence, so AI. It uses the concept that rather than solving a problem algorithmically, an application can be built to solve it based on some constraints. So we make computers learn to solve any problem. Parallel processing and superconductors are used for this type of language to make real artificial intelligence. So the advantage of this 5GL is first the machines can make decisions easier than 3GL or 4GL to learn and use. So the disadvantages is complex and long code. Second is more resources are required and they are expensive. So costly siya kaysa sa other languages. And that will be all for my topic and thank you.